Oh, sorry, I didn't see anybody there. Will this let me change filters? Oh, there we go. Patience, people. Better. Welcome to the very first live Facebook reading of our story of the week in Tailor Made for 3rd grade. Sorry, I'm trying to film this a little bit differently. I'm going sideways, and I keep looking up. Because I am going to put this on YouTube for people who aren't on Facebook, I can send out the link. So, with that being said, we are here with First Day Jitters, the live reading. Our story is by Julie Danberg, the author, and illustrated by Judy Love. If you are following along at home in your treasures book, we are on page 11. It is important for our 3rd graders to know the genre of the story this week and every week that we have a story. Remember that genre is the fancy word for what kind of story is it or what type of story is it. And the genre for First Day Jitters is fiction. You will know when it's time to turn the page when you hear the ding. "Sarah, dear, time to get out of bed," Mr. Hartwell said, poking his head through the bedroom doorway. "You don't want to miss the first day at your new school, do you?" "I'm not going," said Sarah, and pulled the covers over her head. Ding. "Of course you're going, honey," said Mr. Hartwell, as he walked over to the window and snapped up the shade. "No, I'm not. I don't want to start over again. I hate," that's that word I'm allergic to, "my new school," Sarah said. She tunneled down to the end of her bed. Ding. "How can you hate your new school, sweetheart?" Mr. Hartwell chuckled. That's a vocabulary word. "You've never been there before. Don't worry, you liked your other school. You'll like this one. Besides, just think of all the new friends you'll meet." "That's just it. I don't know anybody, and it will be hard, and I just hate it. That's all." Making sure my stars are still on the screen. "What will everyone think if you aren't there? We told them you were coming." "They will think that I'm lucky, and they will wish that they were at home in bed like me." Mr. Hartwell sighed. "Sarah Jane Hartwell, I'm not playing this silly game 1 second longer. I'll see you downstairs in 5 minutes. Ding! Sarah tumbled out of bed. She stumbled into the bathroom. She fumbled into her clothes. "My head hurts," she moaned as she trudged into the kitchen. What does trudged mean? Mr. Hartwell handed Sarah a piece of toast and her lunchbox. Ding. They walked to the car. Sarah's hands were cold and clammy. They drove down the street. She couldn't breathe. And then they were there. "I feel sick," Sarah said Sarah weakly. "Nonsense," said Mr. Hartwell. "You'll love your new school once you get started." "Oh, look, there's your principal, Mrs. Burton." Sarah slumped in her seat. Ding. "Oh, Sarah," Mrs. Burton gushed, peeking into the car. "There you are. Come on, I'll show you where to go." She led Sarah into the building and walked quickly through the crowded hallways. "Don't worry, everyone is nervous the first day," she said over her shoulder as Sarah rushed to keep up. Ding. When they got to the classroom, most of the children were already in their seats. The class looked up as Mrs. Burton cleared her throat. Class, attention please," said Mrs. Burton. When the class was quiet, she led Sarah to the front of the room and said, "Class, I would like you to meet your new teacher, Mrs. Sarah Jane Hartwell." Ding! The end of First Day Jitters and the end of our first read aloud of the year from our big book. We do have a story test Friday. I hope you enjoyed this story with the plot twist that Sarah Jane Hartwell is the teacher and not a nervous third grader like many of us were on the first day of school this year. So anybody watching that is not a third grader and is a parent or guardian of one of our third graders, I just want to say we are off to a great start here at school. We are having a great school year so far, getting used to the routine, getting used to the new building, and getting used to new teachers. So hopefully you don't have the jitters as much as you might have had on the first day. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. I don't know how to stop it now that my camera is sideways. The finish button. That's always how you finish. Oh, it wouldn't let me. You can't turn your phone while recording. It just told me I was going to turn it because I can't see any comments. So I'll leave comments from people who are watching. I see Brianna's watching. Hopefully other people are too. Bye. Bye.